It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in. This is hour number 2 of The Local Show. Get ready for engaging interviews with Neal Carr, Vice President of Prime Heating and Air. Matt Mazer is the founder of Growth Mode Technologies. Betsy Blasland is the owner of Diana Jewelers. And then we'll talk with Lizzie Blackburn, who's the owner of Dizzy Lizzie's Farm. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan, also on YouTube. So, Neal, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing well, guys. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Neal is the Vice President of Prime Heating and Air, primeheatandair.com. So when it's cold, you're everybody's friend, right?
Yeah. These temperatures we're getting these days, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, we get into the doldrums. I like to call it the doldrums of winter, midwinter, and we get these cold snaps.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and drops quick and then right back up into the 30s and 40s.
But did stuff already
again.
break? I mean, did it break in November when finally, I got to turn the furnace on? Or
it's been mild. I mean, we've had some mild weather, And we haven't really had those, between 0 and 10 degree weeks in a row. That's when stuff is really getting used and abused.
Sure.
Yeah. So
how do you deal with you really should replace this without coming across like as a salesperson. Because we'll fix it and we'll put this on, but the coal chute on that thing is wearing out. I mean, how do you do that?
Yeah, it's just one of those conversations that you got to have with the customer. Hey, this is a situation. This is the age of the unit. These are the things that are wrong. This is what it's going to cost to repair it. That's a decent amount of money. Yes, it's a lot less than a new furnace, but then you got to start thinking, okay, if I'm putting this much money into this furnace this year, am I going to put that much or more into it next year or in 3 months from now? Once this is fixed, it's like one of those things, something breaks, you put the new part on, and then a different old part that hasn't had a lot of strain on it.
Are you talking about my truck?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it really probably is similar to
It's
that,
very similar to vehicles. Where do you draw the line of no car payment, but I'm putting a lot of repair money into it versus a consistent or small car payment, and you're not doing repairs. It's one of those things.
How did you get involved in the business?
So I was in a transition employment wise, and Dwayne was about a year and a half into the business and had started it and was rolling. Dwayne's my brother. Yep, Dwayne Carr, who is the owner, and he went out on his own, started, and about a year and a half into that is when I was kind of transitioning. And I went to school for business, have a business background, and that is not his strong suit, I would say. Just like fixing a furnace is not my strong suit, Sure. So we kind of balanced each other out, and he was getting to the point business wise where it had grown to a point where he couldn't answer the phone, do the call, do the follow-up, all the stuff that's necessary to run a good business. He was losing business because he couldn't keep up with all of that stuff, get back to people in a timely manner, that kind of thing. So he was really in need of someone who could take that off his plate so that he could focus on the things that he's great at, which is, managing the business from a 50,000-foot view and also doing the work itself.
Leading in the field.
Leading in the field and leading, growing the business, So I was able to take a lot of that stuff off his plate, which is what I do now, the operational side of things.
So a couple of burning questions for me. Number one, is there anything in the modern HVAC chain, your furnace and the heat pumps or whatever, that can create a carbon monoxide problem? Like if something
anytime you're using gas, you're creating that's carbon monoxide, right? Okay. So
even on a hot water tank, if hot water tank vented properly,
anything using gas, your stove, hot water tank, furnace, anything using gas, there's a carbon monoxide risk. Hot water heaters need to be vented properly. Furnaces need to be vented properly. with furnaces, it's the main component, the heat exchanger. You start to get cracks or leaks in that. That's where carbon monoxide is starting to leak out into a space that it's not supposed to. So that's when obviously you got to get that replaced or replace the furnace. But yeah, anytime you're using gas to fuel the thing, there's a carbon monoxide
Tom,
risk.
Is carbon monoxide bad?
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
So you probably want that carbon monoxide tester or a detector in the basement would be good, right?
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the exact perfect spot for it to be, but or top of the stairs.
Yeah,
right. So if it's starting to get up into the house, it's going to get noticed.
It's important to have somebody like you and your company come over and check those things.
That's what the maintenance is for.
Yeah,
is to find those things before they become
a problem.
Yes,
so that was one of the things. The second thing was we had talked with Mary Thompson over at the Home Builders Association.
Yep.
And
we're a member over there.
Absolutely. Yep. Good. And we were talking about these kind of unrealistic, in my opinion, rules from Hochul and all that stuff, and what's coming down the pike, and a lot of it may be politically driven.
You think?
Yeah,
sorry, did I say that?
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, he's right. Yeah. So what do you do? Do you tell people go heat pump and the heck with natural gas?
I think you've got to be, you've got to know what, at least right now, what is being forecasted to be the thing in the future, and start planning towards it. They're saying things, new construction, things aren't going to be allowed starting in a certain year, that kind of thing. So as far as retrofitting stuff down the road, it's going to be a big undertaking. I don't know how it's all going to work.
It incrementally.
And then we get a new administration in the state in 3 or 4 years, and then that changes.
So the confusing thing for the consumer. Think about it.
Yeah.
If you're ready to replace your furnace, and you're looking at a 90% efficient, right? One of the good ones.
Yep.
But it's gas.
Yeah.
Do you get that put in now, or do you say, "Hey, tell me what a heat pump is," and put that in?
I say you do, and you can tell them to put it in their pipe and smoke it. After,
sure.
That's me, Tom. I don't know. And if that does become, if the only way she allows us to keep warm is to rub our hands together, and that's her new rule, then that will be over years. And I don't think they're.
I think the bigger issue is homes with boilers.
Okay.
What electric thing are going to be used for heat pumps? Heat pumps in a forced air home. Okay. Not a huge issue. Sure, the cost and putting it in, you got to do it. Great. Yeah. But boilers are, what electric boilers are out there that, especially in these big commercial buildings, throughout the city.
They use boilers a lot.
Huge boiler systems, and then residential boilers, and what electric boiler is going to be able to create the BTUs necessary. So there's bigger issues than just saying, okay, they all get heat pump. Not every house is a forced air house that a heat pump can easily go into.
I'm going to shift gears. Quick question. Is your brother as wonderful as everybody says he is online growing up?
I don't know if he's...
Because I look at these reviews, Tom, great professional service, and then they say after 6 days dealing with this other company, what a great experience. Dwayne diagnosed the problem. Prime, here's another one. Here's the lady says, I can't say enough good things about them. Dwayne beat the competition's pricing and did everything, an installer. I mean, these people are just swooning over your brother. What is that all about?
I don't get it, Steve. I'll be honest with you. I don't.
Well.
And there's like 50 of them here. They all mentioned how wonderful you guys are.
That's right. Hey, like I said earlier, he's really good at what he does.
Oh, it says, Neal too.
Yeah. Yeah. If you dig deep enough, you might see my name in there somewhere, maybe. I don't know. I'll have Tom write one. But no, Dwayne's great at what he does. He's efficient. He's knowledgeable, and he's good.
Excellent. Those are the brothers over at Prime Heating and Air. That's Neal Carr, Vice President of Prime Heating and Air. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great rest of the day, okay?
You too, guys. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Matt Mazer is coming up next. He's the founder of Growth Mode Technologies. Keep it right here on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM, or YouTube. The Local Show coming up next.